Hello. Hi. So this is part three. I can't believe we had to do a part three, but we just did, and they're all taking forever to process. So it is what it is. But we left it on a bit of a cliffhanger where I needed to understand this person a little bit better because we have them as a King of Swords once again. If you didn't see part one and part two, by the way, in the description box, you will find a free link that'll take you to part one and part two. Okay. You'll definitely need to watch those two before you get here. You're going to be really lost. This character, this says a lot. It says a lot about where they're at and why they need to address their own behaviors. They need to change how they communicate. They need to change something so that they can actually talk about who they are, about why they've been behaving in such a cold manner. The lovers, they need to express themselves and the nature of how they operate. Maybe this person has a particular um, detached style, is what I was suggesting at the end of part two. And yet, they look, if they have always been in love with this person, even though they have behaved in ways that don't really show up as love, and if their main way to express love is just in their mind, it's intimacy, um, they need to explain that part of themselves. They need to explain, not show up and expect that she's going to say, "Oh yes, I still really love you. Of course I. Oh, I'm so glad you're talking to me. Oh, that minimal effort gets me to be all ooey gooey and in love with you again. And then oh, you're going to come in and give me physical intimacy. Okay, well then obviously you must love me." They cannot expect that from another person when they have done none of the work of kind of revealing who they are or the way they operate or why maybe they operate in such kind of a detached and cold, like logical basis. If they have been this in love with her and she's the only person for them, she is the one that they choose, she is the one who they have thought about all this time as they've been trying to course correct their life, they need to explain to her what a tremendous influence she is on their life. They need to explain that they have a loyal heart. They need to explain that she's the one and only for them. And they maybe need to explain why they operate the way they do, if they're able to gain that level of self-awareness. I feel like this person knows how they operate. I do, but I still think that they are under the impression that they can just keep being that person. We have the Empress here, Libra Taurus. If they really want to marry her, if much of the changes they have actually been putting in place have been for all the right reasons, but they are somehow unable to connect, they are unable to convey that. The way they show love is just like they assume that a physical action must convey words that they never spoke, explanations that they never gave. All of that, they have to change this, and one of the best ways to do that is to actually treat this person like they really matter. How do we treat the most precious thing that we have? Well, we could say, well, we treat, a person with tremendous respect, but here's the other way we treat something. If we really find it valuable, some people take their valuable stuff and they lock it up in a vault. All their most precious things, they have a car they never drive, kept in a vault. They have, toys they never played with that they keep, dust free and stored in a temperature controlled climate. That might be the way this person operates, but she doesn't know that. She just thinks this person shows so much lack of interest, so much lack of investment that of course it wouldn't matter. What you've shown me is how little I matter. When for them, they're saying you matter so much. Well, they need to change the perception of this is a human being we're talking about, not an item. So you can't put her in a vault and think that, oh, she'll know that that's why, she's so precious to me because that's why I put her in a vault. No, 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 no. They have to think about her not as, I don't know, this person has a strange, very cold energy. Queen of Wands, they have to realize, yes, the passion is great. That's great to bring passion to a queen. Um, and she's a passionate queen. And they're like, well, but that's what I know, she's a passionate queen. That's why I give her passion. I mean, when I'm finally back in her life and have, created the life I claimed I had before, but I didn't. So I had to go out and get it. So now I'm back to give her passion. That will make her happy. No, a queen of wands is going to need a lot more than just your passion. That's the part that they don't seem to wrap their head around. They think that they're giving her something wonderful, which is passion. That's only a component. See, 10 of wands and the devil. They are still operating from some either wounded space or some toxic space. There's something that they need to let go of. And maybe they need to let go of the idea that they don't have more than that to offer. They had to go figure out their money situation. Okay, they did that. They gave her passion because passion shows that you want somebody. So that I have to give to her. They may not think that they have much more than that to offer. And that's some toxic negativity that they need to drop within themselves. Or they still have something very toxic about themselves, that they are unable to look at love as more than just physical intimacy. We have the magician. See, I keep feeling like they want so much to be able to manifest acting different or being different, but we keep seeing them so stuck. 5 of wands, 7 of wands in the reverse. They're only stuck in their own mind. There isn't any legitimate energy that's stuck around them. They could behave differently. What is the devil for them? What is the devil? I don't get where this blockage comes from for them. The lovers. I'm wondering if this person, maybe they are very literal, and if once upon a time they had a connection and something didn't work out with a previous connection, maybe somebody said something about, how they weren't good enough in this area or that area, and they took that to heart and they said, oh, that is what love is. I need to show passion more. Okay. And now they think that that is the only way to show passion, or perhaps somebody only showed that to them and then they were confused and they thought that is what love is. It's just the passion part. They might have been very impressionable at one point, and once they think that they learned something, they haven't been able to comprehend it from a different viewpoint. Someone won't love me unless I'm good at the passion. They don't realize that a relationship is so much more than that. But if somebody else trained them in that, taught them that, they had, maybe this person has only ever had like one other romantic connection in their life, and that set the tone. And then they think that that's how every relationship is. That's what it's made of. It's just a physical passion. And that shows that you want to be together. And that's it. It feels like they can't quite wrap their head around the fact that they have a lot more to offer than just that. But again, they keep coming across as so cold that they aren't offering anything more than that. Do they have more to offer than that? I mean, they're a king of swords again and again, so they definitely have more to offer. Yes, they come up as a king of pentacles and a four of cups. I feel like even they know that they would like to show more emotion, that they would like to give, that they would like to be more stable. And I think they have a huge regret that they haven't done any of that. But I think for them to get to this point, it would take a lot of building of security before they could feel safe to show more than just this clinical, cold energy. And then they're passionate, but those are the only two components that they give first in a relationship. And then maybe over a great amount of time, when they finally get comfortable, then maybe they could start to open up and give more. The problem is they've destroyed this from the gate by starting out with a lie, walking away, blocking the person that they wanted because they had to undo the lie that they told. They had to become the person that they claimed they were. They had to get their money right. They had to get their life more independent. And they just did that with a very cold energy after having had some passion. Now they're trying to come back in with passion again. But now they have the life that they claimed they did. They have their money worked out. They have stuff worked out. But they still aren't giving this part. That would come later once they can feel safe. The problem is they've ruined that safety and security and that feeling of togetherness that they should have been fostering with the person that they wanted. So for them to come in now and try to get that and then get to the point where they can feel safe enough to offer more than just passion, that's the part that they've doomed, unless this can be salvaged. So can this be salvaged? Can this be salvaged? I don't know. I don't even know if it should be. Hanged Man, Three of Swords. They should not be coming forward to this person right now. Is the universe already said, I am not supporting this. I'm not helping you with this terrible comeback plan that you've got. You're going to destroy this. No. Now they should have to kind of sit and they should have to feel, actually get into emotions. If they really cared about this person and now they want to be with this person, but they've kind of damaged it really badly, to sit and think about what kind of upset would you have caused that other person when you blocked them, when you walked away from them. First you started with a lie, you only gave some passion, then you treated them like they were nothing, even though in your mind they really are someone that I want, but I got all this other stuff I got to attend to. Then I'll come back in and we'll get passion going again. The universe is kind of like, no, you should have to sit in timeout. You should have to think about what you lost. You claimed that you really cared about that person. Now you miss them. Now you want them. Now you've got your life organized. You don't get to have things on your terms after you didn't play by any set of rules that the rest of us play by, which is to be kind to each other's hearts. So, no, you can sit down and you can cry over not having them in your life for a while. You need to feel what it's like to not have somebody. You need to address your toxicity. You need to really think about things from a different view. You decided life was going to go a certain way. Maybe you didn't know any better, but you played out the same toxic behavior that you learned with somebody else, and you played it on this new person who was good to you, and you hurt them. Knight of Pentacles and the Fool. They kind of have to sit with their own toxicity for a while until they really decide to change. If they can decide to change, if they can decide to grow, and then finally approach this person from a whole new energy, maybe there's a chance to course correct this. Three of Pentacles, Four of Swords. Yeah, because this isn't about them getting back together. It's about them needing to heal the grief that they caused this other person. And I know it was a long time ago, but back in part one, we saw that this person had been put through the ringer. I don't know where the cards went now. It was a long time ago, but we had a lot of Five of Swords energy. We had a lot of hurt that had been caused. We had a lot of a lot of grief and a lot of like mean energy that they had transmitted to that person. And if they did all that because that was the routine that they knew, they had learned kind of toxic ways to behave from a previous partnership, it kind of looks like they knew better. They knew what they were doing when they treated somebody else like this. They knew that wasn't right. That's why they've been bothered by it. They know darn well that this was not right. We had the judgment card in here somewhere. The lies that they told, the way they began this situation was not right, and it has actually bothered them, and they want to make it right, but they can't make it right by behaving in the same old way. Showing back up and still behaving the same ice cold way is not going to work out in their favor. They're going to destroy this. So the universe is like, please don't go toward that person and imagine that you can fix it by being the same person you have been acting like. Identify why you did what you did. Identify where your toxicity is, where you learned it, and now choose to not be that way. Now approach the person that you need to fix things with and come up with the intention of, I know that I treated you wrong and I hurt you, and I want to work on fixing that with you. That's the only way to save this. If they come in now, they will destroy it. Can that happen? What's the outcome? 10 of Pentacles. There is a huge capacity for change. There is even still a capacity for this to be salvaged and saved, and for a relationship to still be successful. But man, this person's got a lot to work on. What's the message for the other person in the equation? The queen who came out as, as an emperor. The Star, the King of Pentacles, they also came out as a King of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. They have to heal as much as they can themselves on their own. The way this person treated them caused them grief. We know that. They have to, if it left them with any lingering doubt about themselves, and because they became a King of Pentacles and an emperor, even they also showed up as a multitude of different queens in this storytelling, it still says that they know that they're abundant. They can reach tremendous heights in their career path. But if there is still some little chink in their armor, some fear, some worry that they're secretly never quite going to be good enough when it comes to love, that needs to be healed. And maybe the trick to healing that is to first look at, I'm incredibly valuable. Someone who was ice cold to me had their own issues. Look, this entire story has been about the other person's issues. And really this has been a story about how hurt people hurt other people, right? That's what we've seen in this whole thing. We had one character who was very toxic, who interacted with this King of Pentacles, who turns out to be a queen. Um, and their actions caused a lot of pain. And although our character here has bounced back and become very successful in career path, it left them with a wound. They always think that other people must not think much of them. And you know what? That was never the case. That was never the case. Even at the beginning of this storyline, it was never that that King of Swords did not love this person and want to be with them. It's that the King of Swords operated from a completely toxic energy. They actually wanted to be with this person all along, more than anybody. But they had no capacity at the time because they were still too mixed up in their own head and their own, protective mechanisms and detachment styles. They were so messed up in their own energy flow that they couldn't even convey that to the person they most wanted. They treated the person they most wanted, like I said, like somebody that they would put in a vault. Okay, you're super vulnerable or you're super valuable to me. So I want you. I want you for later. Yep, I'll come back for you later. That's how I'll operate. Because right now I got to go do some other stuff. Because I told you I was super balanced and I had my money and all that, and I didn't. So I got to go take care of that. So you'll be off here waiting for me in my vault, and then I'll come back later. But I mean, I give you passion, so that's all I needed to give you anyway. That kind of energy, their mixed up way to express love, to show love, um, from their own wounded space, created a lot of wounds in our other character. And that's what this story was really about. All right, that was, I need a nap. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Some of our stories, they get very lengthy, and I try to always follow them to the end instead of cutting them short because I get very invested in my characters and always hope they learn the lessons that they need. All right, take care. Thanks for being here, guys. Bye.